My Dakota name is Poughkeepsie, White Cloud. I'm from Dakota Territory in Manitoba, Canada. The Canadian government, they're not honoring the British treaty. So they're calling us refugees, and we're just going under.
They all have a connection, and it all comes back to our young people. And today, we need to be more aggressive as teachers of all ages to encourage our young people to come out. I know just by word of mouth sometimes it's not efficient enough. We need to physically give them rides or sit down with them and give them a few moments to digest what it is we're doing and explain to them.
For the younger generations to get involved with the horses, and back then that was our transportation. For the older ones, back in the old days, it's like a car.
200 years ago, there's 7 nations in our area that working together. There's Chippewa, Cree, Ojibwe, Assiniboine, Dakota, Mandan, Hadassi. Each leader has to be the sitting eagle, they call them. In order to be a leader, you have to know the language. In order to be a leader, you have to be drug and alcohol free. Hoach anak de was there wachiakapi. Apetata dokit kia wahiakta doki waunga akechteituka wahdikta heched hechdra. I was saying that good morning, it's a nice day, that I'm going someplace, I'll be back.
Niagara Falls, near the city of Buffalo in western New York State. Niagara Falls, whose mighty flow of water provides hydroelectric power to the northeastern United States. This is Indian country. They may know that the name Niagara is Indian. It means the thunderer of waters. But they probably don't know about the 10,000 Indians in New York State. They belong to the Iroquois League, a federation older than the United States itself. The Six Nations of the Iroquois League still maintain that they are a sovereign state, independent of the USA. Turtle Clan chief of the Onondaga Nation, Oren Lyons.
The Six Nations are the Senecas, who are the keepers of the western door, the Cayugas, who lie in between they and the Onondagas, who are the central fire. To the east are the Oneidas, and further than that, the keepers of the eastern door are the Mohawks. A sixth nation was entered into, and that was the Tuscarora Nation, who came from the Carolinas during time of great strife. We first protect our land base. We must safeguard that, and that's a treaty. We are a sovereign, independent nation.
A while back, they had a ceremony in Sioux Valley, and they loaded this pipe for this event, for you guys and the horses and all the women that come here, that whatever what this ride is for, that it would happen and it'll go through, because everything that we're trying to do here is about balance, relationship with the land, spirit. That's what this is about, so we can be who we are again as Dakota people.
Because a lot of people at home ask me, what is going on? I'll tell them, my God, if you want to know, why don't you come down there? Because we have to bring these things out in the open, because some of our own people are playing that to divide and conquer, that the white man plays to try and divide us. They are playing that Indian agent thing that has destroyed us, almost destroyed us, but we're still here and we're going to be here forever.
Oh.
These are the stories that being told and we don't know. So I wanted the young people to go out there and hear it with their own. And I took a few, but it's very hard to take people because it costs. The cost is so much.
Most of the people are on welfare. How can you live on $195 a month? That's all they get. So, you know, our people been living the last, if I can remember, the longest time, a lot of them never left the reserve, and there must be a good budget to save that much money to survive throughout the year, monthly, if they get $100 and some.
So they're basically trying to eliminate your people.
Yes. Yeah.
It is very true, even though they stole most everything they could get their hands on, our land, children, women, whatever, they took it, and the natural wealth. Left us very poor people, a lot of our people homeless in our own country. But the best things of all, that they had no value, was our way of life. They copied our Constitution from the Iroquois Confederation. That's in the legal code books.
The lie of the larger culture is much bigger than who discovered America. It's as if we've lost touch with something very, very fundamental that native peoples, such as yourself, have kept alive.
I like to teach about that. That's our job. We were delegated. We don't say we own the land. The grandfather, Great Spirit, the one they call God, is the one that owns the land. And so that we are, though, the caretakers of this land. Nobody else can do it. But there's people that can help. And we'd like a lot of people like that that would help. If we try to take your job, we'd make a mess of it. Somebody else's job. It wouldn't be too good, because you people have the technology, and we're all needed. All of us are needed to work together.
Of course, there are a large number of Indians whose way of life is virtually identical to that of their white neighbors in upstate New York. Some Iroquois ceremonies are described by an elder of the Longhouse, Harry Watt.
In the wintertime, what we call the New Year's Festival, we have doings there that covers about everything that we have to carry on from the old days. And we do that about every year. And before we do anything like that, we have a meeting, a religious meeting where everybody made right with their maker, and then we continue. We go on to carry on what they have done way back.
You know, what our elders, what my uncle has been fighting for all these years is, all we want to do is look after ourselves. You know, we don't want to be spoon-fed. We don't want anybody looking after us. You know, that community that we come from, Sioux Valley, was one of the most prosperous communities in Canada. Not reserves, but a prosperous community. Back in the day, they used to have steam threshing machines. We had 3 of them. And we bought these with our own money. You know, even though it was called a reserve, we still had our own money. We didn't believe in the Indian Act. We didn't want any handouts from the government. So we used to have gardens, and we used to plant crops, and we used to do everything. And our men used to go work in the neighboring with the farmers. And they also say that they used to take these threshing machines and they used to go and help the neighboring farmers. So what's wrong with that?
Albert is my cousin, and in some way most of our people are relatives in Dakota, and Albert, he's 85 years old, and he's really strongly believe in our own culture, traditional ways.
All Mohican, Six Nations, Mohican, Western Mohican, Ramacos, all the eastern tribe met here in the Catskills. It was no man's land, just come to pray and just power, just talk medicine. It's a big chain of a stone who started in the coast in Maine, coming all the way down, and he finished here in the Catskill. Nobody knows for how long the people left those stones to have a trade line from the Catskill all the way up to Maine.
A lot of things are happening with the environment. In our Dakota people, they knew this was going to happen.
This is why we're doing what we're doing. We have to do this in an orderly fashion according to the laws of the Dakota people, and we have to start telling the truth. And the only way that's going to come out is with my uncle and the contact with God and the contact and prayer. This is why we're given all this.
It's all oral history because, as I was saying, our people are in the shadow. We can't, our people long ago, it's forbidden to talk about Dakota 38, the mass hanging, because it's, we fought for our land and died.
Those days are gone, and now we have, the internet is here to help us. The government can't come into our community and just like back in the day when they used to attack our winter camps in the winter. That's a time for rest. You work all winter and you provide to store food and everything else for your people. And it would be a setting unlike this.
2011, I went down to the World Day of Prayer up in Dote, up in Minnesota. And at the very last day of that meeting, this little girl came. She was dressed up the way they were dressed in 1862 when they hung the 38. That was the worst atrocity that ever happened in the country they call the United States. And here, and it's still happening.
It's not a matter of history. It's a matter of life. We're still here. You guys are still here. So this agreement is still in effect.